Tragic Niger road crash claims 45 lives. Gombe grain merchants call on government to regulate market for job creation. NDLEA seizes Europe-bound cocaine hidden in sanitary pads. On the foreign scene, Algeria's incumbent president Tebboune re-elected with 94.65% of votes. Very good evening and welcome to the News Hour on Trust Television. My name is Agaie-Bida. Thanks for joining. At least 45 people were killed in a devastating road accident involving a petrol tanker, a cattle truck and a passenger vehicle on the Agaie-Bida road in Niger State. The accident, which occurred around 1 a.m. near Mangwuru village, led to an explosion that engulfed the vehicle in flames. The tanker, loaded with petrol, fell due to the poor state of the road, igniting a fire that spread to the other vehicles. Survivors were rushed to nearby hospitals, while 45 charred bodies were burned at Mangwuru. Property worth millions, including cattle, was also lost. Authorities have confirmed the incident and rescue efforts are ongoing. Governor Mohammed Umaru Bago expressed deep sadness over the tragedy and urged road users to follow traffic regulations to prevent further actions. And I'm joined by our reporter in Niger State, Abubakar Akote, to give details on the incident. Good evening, Akote. Welcome to the News Hour. Kindly give us sort of a wider account of the events that transpired on earlier in the day, of course.
The accident that has happened was actually came with a great shock. According to eyewitnesses and official confirmations, the tanker that engulfed in fire, the other truck, according to eyewitness, the driver was told that the tanker was burning ahead of him, but he felt he disagreed with what he was told, that he will be able to escape it. And according to what you learn from villagers, as he was because of the deplorable nature of the road, as he got there, he was trying to pass the scene, and then his vehicle went off, and then that was how the fire extended to his vehicle, and the other two vehicles that were involved that were coming behind the truck loaded with the cows.
Akote, not so much has been heard about those who sustained injuries outside those who unfortunately lost their lives. What is the situation of others who were taken to the hospital for treatment?
The road safety sector commander told me that 18 people are currently on admission with severe burns. One of them was eventually died in the hospital, and then others are still receiving treatment. They were first taken to Lapai General Hospital, but due to inadequate manpower and other required equipment, they were transferred to IBB Specialist Hospital. A commercial driver also told me that some of the survivors were taken to Gwagwalada because there were no manpower requirement to attend to them at the Lapai General Hospital and as well as FMC. So they were transferred to Gwagwalada for medical attention.
All right, Akote, finally, before we let you go, the governor had expressed sadness over the development. However, give us a sense of the stage of some of these roads, in and around Bida and Agaie, as the case is. Because unfortunately, as we heard, perhaps the accident wouldn't have occurred if the road was in better shape.
The Lapai Agaie-Bida road has been a very terrible situation for years. Until when President Muhammad Buhari came and the contract was awarded his first time, and unfortunately up to this moment, the construction has not been completed. A portion from Lambata to Lapai has been constructed, and then from Lapai down to Agaie and then to Bida is still in deplorable state as it has been for over 10 years now, which is a major road that heavy trucks, the travelers from northern part of Nigeria, is road that connects the north with south. all the trucks that ply the road head to Lagos. At the same time, the tankers that carry petrol from Lagos and other heavy equipment, other heavy loads pass through the same road. Then when the Niger State government also shut Agaie-Bida road against the heavy trucks, all the traffic of heavy trucks have now diverted to Lambata, Lapai, Agaie-Bida road, making the situation, the traffic too heavy for the road, which has been a very terrible state for years.
All right, Bakar Akute, thank you so much for the updates on the developments. Hopefully we reconnect with you as more updates come up. Do have a good evening and stay safe.
Thank you, sir.
Abubakar Akute, our reporter there from Niger State, giving us updates on the developments. Moving on now, troops of Operation Wellstroke have arrested a suspected kidnapper's informant, Grace Marcus, and recovered an AK-47 rifle in 2 separate operations. Marcus was apprehended on September 6, 2024 for allegedly aiding kidnappers in Ukum local government area in Benue State following the abduction of one Malam Seidu. In a related operation on September 5th, troops stopped a suspicious vehicle in Wukari local government area, Taraba State. The driver fled, leaving behind an AK-47, a magazine, and NURTW ID cards. Investigations are ongoing with Brigadier General Kingsley Uwa urging public cooperation to combat crime. And also, the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps has arrested 7 suspected thugs involved in violent activities during last Thursday's fuel hike protest by commercial vehicle operators in Ilorin, Kwara State. In a statement, NSCDC spokesman Ayola Michael said the suspects were caught engaging in unlawful conduct after a report from Olusegun Taiwo, who was attacked by youths that stole her bag and valuables. The protest, initially peaceful, was hijacked by hoodlums, leading to theft and unrest in the city, particularly in the Songo area. Investigations are ongoing, according to the police. And also, Kugu Market, a bustling hub in Gombe's Kwame local government area, has long been a hotspot for grain trading, attracting merchants from across the state and beyond. While it creates thousands of jobs for local youths, traders are grappling with a critical shortage of shops. Now they are urging the government to step in and boost infrastructure to support the booming business. Trust TV's Hassan Kodi tells us more.
Despite operating just 1 day a week for nearly 30 years, Kugu Market has provided jobs for over 10,000 people. Merchants trade grains, livestock and vegetables, sending out at least 10 trailers of grain to northern states weekly. However, they are now calling on the government to step in, regulate the market and build proper structures, ensuring it benefits everyone, not just private interest. This market was renowned for its grain transactions, and we are helping the government in providing the job opportunities for the youth. Many youths are here with us to sustain their lives. Some are our apprentices, while some are laborers, and all depend on this market. One merchant will help 20 youths earn a reasonable amount of money here. Besides, the government too is benefiting as we are paying revenue at all.
And in politics, uncertainty looms over the APC as National Chairman Abdullahi Umar Ganduje faces mounting challenges to his position. The former Kano governor is battling corruption allegations, while North Central APC leaders argue that their region is entitled to the chairmanship based on the party's constitution. And in this report, Trust TV's Shafiu Suleiman speaks with key figures and analysts to examine the power struggle within the ruling party. His report.
The incumbent national chairman of the All Progressives Congress APC, Abdullahi Umar Ganduje, emerged after a national executive committee neck of the party shortly after the inauguration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, following what many see as a forceful resignation of its former national chairman Abdullahi Adamu and his secretary Yola Omishore. Recent speculations about his removal have raised questions on whether the former Kano State Governor Abdullahi Ganduje may as well be on his way out of the party's leadership in questionable circumstance like his predecessors. Credible sources within the ruling party are pointing to an underground move to ease him of the party's national leadership responsibility by the presidency, which is said to be considering an ambassadorial appointment for him and shopping for his replacement from the North Central Zone, whose position he is currently occupying since the forced resignation of its former national chairman Abdullahi Adamu, who is from Nasarawa State.
We are on the right path, and the E2, whether the North Central or any other zone who wants to claim the leadership of the party, I'm sure that will depend on the stakeholders and the leader of the party. And as I said, it's not an offense, and we remain focused no matter the agitation, no matter what is going on, no matter what people say.
The scheming is coming at a time the national chairman of the APC is facing legal battles over corruption allegations from his home state Kano, which some say may not be unconnected with the plot to remove him from office. Others alluded to intense pressure on President Bola Tinubu to right the wrong done to the North Central Zone by handing its party's allocated job to Ganduje, who hails from the Northwest.
You are given a position which is not yours, and there is a constitution of the party who have agreed that a position, when someone leaves a position, the person must be replaced from that zone to take over the position, and you are not from the zone, and that's why we are challenging it. He knows that we don't have issue with him. We don't know what is, we don't have anything that have to do with his travail in Kano, but our position should be given back to us as a North Central people so that we can be able to finish our tenure, which has been agreed by the National Convention.
Position of National Chairman was zoned to North Central, and the idea is after the first exit or first resignation of Adamu Abdullahi and Iyolo Mishore, the replacement for those two positions should have come from North Central and Southwest. Now, you saw Senator Bashir coming from Southwest, replacing Iyolo Mishore.
However, the embattled national chairman of the APC says he is not disturbed by the antics of those he sees as distracting him from consolidating on his mission to secure victory for the party in the next off-season elections in Edo and Ondo states, in addition to his efforts to unite and stabilize the ruling party.
But as I said, we are focused. We will continue to meet with stakeholders. We will continue to ensure that the party is stable, so that by, inshallah, by the time we have election, we'll be able to reclaim Edo, which was formerly an APC state. And then by the special grace of God, Ondo is already an APC state. We'll make sure that we maintain our position in terms of governorship election in those two states.
If on the basis of corruption allegation, the presidency is uncomfortable and wants to ease him out, it's within the prerogative of the president. We have seen that time and again. Even under Obasanjo, we had almost every year we were having a new national chairman of PDP.
As the party whose voting is dwindling due to current hardship in the country as a result of its policy choices is set for a scheduled National Working Committee NWC meeting. It remains to be seen if the plot to remove the APC national chairman will succeed or he will survive the storm and consolidates his grip on the soul of the party. Shafiu Suleiman, Trust TV News, Abuja.
Ahead of the September 21 governorship election, the Edo State Police Command has begun mopping up illegal arms and ammunition. State Commissioner of Police Nemi Iwo made the announcement during a meeting with political party chairmen and candidates, emphasizing the need for a secure election process. He urged all parties to discourage violence among supporters, assuring them of adequate security for voters and election materials. Igbo also called for public cooperation, requesting information that could help maintain peace throughout the election. And the All Progressives Congress in Anambra State has withdrawn from the local government elections scheduled for September 28, 2024, citing process irregularities. The decision, made during a stakeholders meeting in Awka, was led by figures including Donatus Emecheta and Akunwata Obadike. State Chairman Basil Ejidike announced that the party will challenge the election process in court, claiming violations of the Electoral Act 2022. Ejidike criticized the Anambra State Independent Electoral Commission (ANSEC) and Governor Chukwuma Soludo for failing to ensure a fair and transparent election process. The APC has called for focus on upcoming 2025 governorship elections, while condemning the lack of time for primaries, campaign rallies, and adherence to electoral regulations. Local government elections have been on hold for over a decade, with caretaker committees managing the 21 local government areas in Anambra State. And tragedy struck in Ugwu Mpume Layout, Nkwo Idemili North Local Government, Anambra State, as a mother of 3 and another resident were swept away by flood waters while they slept. The victims were later found dead at a different location. The flood, caused by an 11-hour downpour from Thursday night into Friday morning, wreaked havoc on homes and farmlands in the community. Residents blamed poor construction work for the disaster and have appealed to the state government for urgent intervention. The State Emergency Management Agency, SEMA, is assessing the situation. And also, scores of commuters narrowly escaped death on Saturday when a petrol tanker exploded at Agea Junction on the Ibadan-Ife Road. The incident occurred around 4:45 p.m. as the tanker caught fire while the driver attempted to switch lanes. The blaze consumed a mini truck, a commuter bus, a Micra car, a tricycle, and 2 motorcycles. Eyewitnesses said passengers fled the scene as the fire broke out. Ongoing construction at Agea Junction had diverted traffic, worsening the situation. Federal Road Safety Corps officials are managing the aftermath, with a statement expected in due course. You're watching the News Hour on Trust Television. Coming up after the break. A customary practice holds sway in Gombe, with charitable giving as a pillar. This, as well as many other stories, when we return. Join us again. Thanks for staying with the News Hour on Trust Television. Here's a recap of our top stories again. Tragic Niger road crash claims 45 lives. And Gombe grain merchants call on government to regulate market for job creation. On to other stories now. For generations, the Tera people of Yamal to Deba local government area have upheld a unique tradition of offering tokens to children. This practice is seen as a means of fostering good character and seeking divine intervention. The community believe that the innocence of children makes their prayers more likely to be answered by God than those of adults. Trust TV's Hassan Koli brings details.
This is the scene outside in a district palace in Yamal to Deba local government area, Gombe State. Every Friday, after Jumu'at prayers, dozens of children gather, eagerly lining up to receive a sweet, a weekly gift from the district head. Upon his return from the mosque, one of his aides promptly begins retributing the streets, continuing these cherished traditions.
We have been practicing this tradition for decades. In fact, we inherited it from our ancestors. We do believe that children have a special place in heaven, as they are not committing sins as adults did. Therefore, we are always trying to bring children close to us with a gift, and we are using them to seek divine intervention from Almighty Allah. For all this time, we are indeed noticing a positive impact of the tradition. Therefore, we will continue with it. Residents say this long-standing tradition has deeply shaped the norms and values of their people. Even after hundreds of years, the Hino community has remained committed to their customs, fostering a strong bond of love and unity between leaders and their people. This tradition was initiated during the colonial era, and we continue practicing it up to date, meaning it has been in practice for more than 600 years. This tradition helps us maintain peace and tolerance. When the district head gives a sweet to a child, you can hear them praying for him and the entire community, and we truly benefit from those prayers. It also reflects the district head's love for his people. According to the district head, this practice is not unique to Hina, but is embraced by all Tere communities in Yamal-Tudeba local government area. At a time when many customs are fading in the modern world, this one continues to thrive, admired and cherished by the people. From Gombe, Hassan Koli, reporting for Trust TV.
And to other stories, the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency has intercepted multiple shipments of cocaine and pharmaceutical opioids concealed in women's sanitary pads and hair treatment cream containers bound for the UK, Ireland and Cyprus. According to a statement from the Director of Media and Advocacy, on September 3, 2024, NDLEA officers recovered 30 parcels of cocaine weighing 1.1 kilograms hidden in hair cream containers during cargo inspections headed for Ireland. Another 24 parcels of cocaine weighing 862 grams concealed in similar containers destined for the United Kingdom were seized on September 6th at the same logistics company. In a separate operation on September 3rd, 525 pills of 225 milligrams of tramadol and ecstasy were found stashed in sanitary pads destined for Cyprus at another Lagos courier firm. Additionally, on September 4th, operatives seized 200 ampoules of promethazine and pentazocine injections hidden in food items and herbs heading to London. The National Association of Nigerian Students has stated that the policy statement of the Minister of Education on 18 years minimum age for writing the senior secondary school certificate examinations will further increase school vices and promote cultism on campuses. The national president of the association made this known during a security summit held in Abeokuta, the Ogun State capital. Trust TV's Abbas Ibrahim Alibi reports.
The president of NANS says the positions of Minister of Education on 18 years minimum age for sitting for WAEC and NECO will come with negative impacts on the country's education sector.
We are not aware before that decisions were taken, and probably he feels that he can take the decision on his own, but I can assure you that this decision is not in the best interest of Nigerian educational sector, because like I said, the person will have to wait again. And another thing is that, like I said, when I was talking about having big, old, overgrown people in our universities and polytechnics, it also contributes to cultism.
He alleged that the minister made the decision without adequate consultation.
For me, and with little research and consultation we have done as an organization, age is a factor. Because when you have somebody 25 years being on campus, 100 level and the rest, the person is also thinking other things. He's frustrated. He's looking at his colleague or his age mate who has graduated and doing something better or whatever. So he channels that frustration to a different thing entirely that is going to be detrimental to the society.
The clerk of the Senate of NANS said the gathering was to call on youth to work together in ensuring safety in the society.
We must challenge the existing narratives that normalize these social vices and replace them with narratives of empowerment, strength, and positivity.
Representatives of different security agencies in attendance highlight the need for continuous engagement of the youth and appeal to them to shun violence, drugs, and other vices.
It is not an excuse, to say unemployment, pushes our youth to vices.
As young people, you are the most vulnerable to social vices, but you are also the most powerful agents of change.
Stakeholders at the summit agreed that engaging youth in positive ventures will lead to reduced crimes in the society. From Abeokuta, Abbas Ibrahim Talibi, Trust TV.
The Oyo-Osun Command of the Nigerian Customs Service has expressed concern over the escalating cases of drug abuse in the region. The command's controller, Ben Oramalugo, who stated during a courtesy call on the Olubadan of Ibadan land, appealed for collaboration with traditional institutions to help curb the menace. Take a look.
It is a strategic meeting between the leadership of the Oyo-Osun Command of the Nigeria Customs Service and a cross-section of the Ulu of Ibadan in council led by the Ulu Ibadan of Ibadan land, Oba Owolabi Olakunleyin. Principal officers of the Oyo-Osun Command say they are the palace to seek royal blessings as they intensify their anti-smuggling campaign and also seek improved collaboration to rid the society of drug use and abuse.
We have come to receive blessing from him and to tell him our activities in Oyo, to tell him about our activities, to tell him our activities in terms of revenue generation, facilitation of trade, and anti-smuggling activities. To tell him also that we have been able to collect 47 billion within the year, and we hope by the end of the year we'll get to our target, which is 114 billion. One of the roles they can play by sensitizing the public, especially in the area of domain. They are nearer to the people to tell them about the effects of hard drugs and other custom goods.
The Olubadan in council lauded the customs leadership for its foresight and its contribution to national development despite the prevailing economic challenges. The Olubadan was represented by the Ekering Olubadan, made a case for a more robust partnership with the customs service, which he says is pivotal to societal transformation.
We appreciate you, and then we welcome you to Ibade land and the other officers that followed you. Thank you very much. Not only for today, our KBC will be sending our messages to you. Welcome to the land of Ibadan, the head of Yorubas.
The partnership, according to both parties, will solidify the resolve by the customs and traditional institutions to combat drug abuse.
Also, concerned residents of Imo State are expressing frustration over the poor condition of intercommunal roads, which is adversely affecting small-scale businesses and daily life. Despite repeated calls for assistance, the state government has failed to address the issue. Take a look.
A close look at the roads show a deplorable state with potholes dominating the landscape. This has resulted in businesses located along the affected areas losing customers daily, while some residents and landlords associations have attempted to repair the roads through self-help. Their attempts have been largely unsuccessful. They are now urging the state government to intervene immediately to prevent further deterioration.
Road is really affecting my business because there is bad road, pothole everywhere. So my customers that are coming from town to this place now, they are no longer coming because they are complaining of the road. Like the other time, my customer looked for me from town to this place that her car got spoiled because of the potholes everywhere. Due to the poor roads and how bad the road is, it has affected business activities in our area due to most customers are unable to get to your shops because of how bad the road is. Some of them complain that they can't leave the shops closer to theirs because sometimes there can be waterlogged, sometimes you see bikes running around and maybe difficulty to convey goods. And sometimes when we buy goods, it's difficult for us to convey it to our shops.
The road is very, very affecting my business because, as you can see, the road is very bad and no more customer that are passing and looking our work through finance. You can see our work is very, very new and we need a good road that can at least maybe as you pass, you can see what we are doing, what is going on, and what we are doing. So we really need support for the road. We need support for the road.
In addition to seeking immediate action on roads, residents are also appealing to Governor Ozodimma to implement policies that will support small-scale business owners and residents who are struggling to survive the current economic challenges.
Them to take advantage of this August break. Now the rain has subsided a little bit and have the road fixed because I learned that they are having a revenue collecting some money on it so they could just enhance the repair of the road so big.
And we need a good road because good thing is here. Please, road and a pass and see good thing will motivate you to buy it.
Government should just help us if there is any way they can to come and help us to raise this road and repair it so that it will be easy for people, even those pedestrians using their foot to walk, it will be easy for them to.
The residents are eagerly awaiting a positive response from the governor, hoping for relief from the hardships caused by the poor road network and economic reforms.
You're watching the News Hour on Trust Television. More news when we return. Stay with us.
Hello and welcome.
Time is power. Our lives are powered by the sun. As the sun rises, so do we. As we trust it to rise and set without any worries interrupting your morning with our hybrid all-in-one inverter, powering our prosperity and happiness.
Sustainable future, making the shell. Start time solar.
But also nurture what is dear to us, powering trust and support. Empowering us to do things that really matters. Start Times Solar. Power your life.
Welcome back. Media practitioners in Nigeria have been urged to focus more on reporting the benefits, resources and applications of the blue economy. The event was part of activities marking the state's Press Week. Trust TV's Friday, Ebimoboe Peter completes the report.
The blue economy, a crucial yet underreported topic, was the focus of a recent lecture making NUJ Press Week in Bayelsa State. Professor Tombra Kingdom, a specialist in fishery and biology from the Niger Delta University, shed light on the resources and benefit of the blue economy, emphasizing the potential of harnessing ocean waves for electricity generation.
It's just to encourage us that there is hope in blue economy. We need to do things sustainably, and that oil is not sustainable, but the fish resources that we have, the water around us, renewable energy, that is the way we should go in Nigeria.
Another guest lecturer, Dr. Kola Oredipe, charged the journalist to strive towards exploring the gains of the blue economy.
I would just want to encourage media practitioners in Nigeria to consciously promote all the good ideals, the potential, the opportunities that we have in the blue economy, to be a new ginger for national development.
I also would like to have their communique, especially on their thoughts concerning the marine and blue economy. But I also feel that we need to do a program to educate the media on blue economy, on the legal framework, and all the policies embedded therein.
Chairman of the NUJ, Bayelsa State, Samuel Numunenge, spoke on what informed the theme of the lecture, said resources of the sea is often neglected.
The only way the blue economy will succeed is when we, journalists, promote it and make them understand that they have a lot at stake. And if we do this, they too will be put on their toes and they'll start working accordingly. And once they do that, Bayelsa might be one of the richest states. And we'll start looking away from oil and focusing from inside, from within, what we have within.
The theme for the 2024 Press Week in Bayelsa State is the role of the media in the development and sustenance of the blue economy in the Niger Delta region. From Yanagwa, Friday, Ebimobowe Peter, reporting for Trust TV News.
And in business, the Director General of the Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, Emomotimi Agama, has stated that the Commission will enforce the full extent of the law against individuals and entities that engage in activities that violate established regulations in the capital market. A statement by SEC on Sunday said the Commission is committed to protecting investors, including those in the crypto space, and therefore enjoined participants in the market to play by the rules. The DG disclosed that the Commission decided to take the recent step of issuing approval in principle to 2 crypto exchanges because it observed that Nigerian youth were becoming increasingly interested in the digital space, and so it was important to provide regulation, clarity, and the protection of investors, which is its primary responsibility. The SEC boss said the Commission is taking various steps to ensure that the Nigerian population is safeguarded from any attempt to misinform them and defraud them of their hard-earned resources. He added that the activities of crypto exchanges must be watched closely so that they do not impede the national economy. And away from Nigeria, Algerian President Abdelmadjid Tebboune has been re-elected with 94.65% of the vote, according to the country's electoral authority, ANI. Out of 5,630,000 voters, 5,320,000 voters supported Tebboune, the 78-year-old incumbent who faced moderate Islamist Abdullahi Hassani and socialist candidate Youssef Auchiche was favored for a second term. Despite the landslide victory, ANI did not release the official turnout rate, which was a key concern for Tebboune given the low turnout in the 2019 elections. ANI's provisional turnout was 48%, but opposition figures have questioned the accuracy of these figures. And on September 7, record numbers of Israelis took to the streets of Tel Aviv to protest Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's inability to secure the release of hostages held by Hamas. Demonstrators, heartbroken after 6 dead hostages were found last week, clashed with police, resulting in several arrests. Former hostage Daniel Aloni criticized Netanyahu's apology, demanding real change. Hamas is believed to still hold over 100 hostages, with Israeli authorities estimating that about a third are dead. Hamas accuses Israel of prolonging ceasefire talks, while Netanyahu defends Israeli control of the Philadelphia corridor, citing its role in preventing weapons smuggling. And we go on another break now, and when we return, it will be time for sports news on the News Hour. Stay with us. Nigeria's Folashade Oluwafemiayo has set a new record in women's over 86 kilograms para powerlifting by lifting 166 kilograms winning gold on September 8, 2024. This performance surpasses her previous record of 165 kilograms. The gold adds to Nigeria's tally of 7 Paralympic medals. Earlier, Flora Ugwu secured silver in the women's javelin F54 with a throw of 19.26 meters, while Bose Omolayo earned silver in the women's 79 kg para powerlifting with a lift of 145 kilograms. Iso Ogunkunle won bronze in men's singles class 4 para table tennis, marking Nigeria's first individual medal in this event since Sydney 2000. Senator Owaneno, the Minister of Sport, praised the athletes' dedication and resilience, reaffirming the government's support for para sports and commitments to fostering an inclusive environment for all athletes. Also, FIBA Africa has increased the number of teams with automatic qualification to the 2025 Basketball Africa League from 6 to 8. The new qualifiers include Tunisia, Angola, Senegal, Rwanda, Nigeria, Egypt, South Africa, and Morocco. Additionally, 4 teams will advance through the Road to BAL tournament. The 2025 season will see South Africa host the playoffs and finals, with Rwanda, Morocco, and Senegal hosting the Kalahari, Nile, and Sahara conferences, respectively. And also, Super Eagles winger Moses Simon has been awarded Nantes Player of the Year for August 2024, following a stellar performance after return from injury. Simon, who secured 43% of the fan vote, outpaced teammates Alban Lafont, Mathis Albin, and Nathan Zizi. His standout performances included crucial goals in wins against AJ Auxerre and Montpellier. Nantes will officially honor Simon before their match against Stade de Reims on September 15, 2024. His comeback is particularly notable after a challenging previous season, showcasing his key role in Nantes' promising start to the new Ligue 1 campaign. And before we call it a wrap, here's a kicker. As an e-mobility company, Ghana's Wahu Mobility is working to change how vehicles impact the climate and on growing job opportunities for the youth. Expansion plans from the women-led company target women riders in neighboring countries. Take a look.
It's mid-morning in Accra, and a group of bike riders are expecting their motorcycles before hitting the capital city's busy roads for the day's deliveries as lunchtime orders start to come in. Lawrence Akakbo owns a Wahu bike, an electric-powered motorcycle that is part of a wave of electric utility vehicles impacting on job opportunities and the environment across the continent.
I happened to find Wahu 3 to 6 months ago, and actually I was at home and I saw one of the old riders riding the Wahu electric bike, and which was so beautiful and so fun. I charge my battery, let's say once a day. That's the 2 pairs once a day. But in a case where I use the bike for a longer journey, let's say, or more deliveries, based on the speed, it's just like buying petrol. If the bike consumes more battery, that means you are overriding it or you are overspeeding. So it will also drain the battery at a faster rate.
Akakbo, like the other 150 Wahu riders, owes his livelihood to the vision of Valerie Leby, co-founder and CEO of Wahu Mobility.
At the heart of transport really are delivery riders. There's delivery riders across all major African cities, and that's really our target market. How can we get a good quality electric vehicle that they could ride safely to do their deliveries?
Was started as a project in the northern part of Ghana, with converting regular motorbikes to electric bikes with the help of like-minded friends, birthed what is known today as Wahu Mobility. The startup describes itself as an electric vehicle EV company that manufactures eco-friendly motorcycles, providing a reliable source of income for youth.
For us, the important thing has been we drive what we call lifetime value. So most people, when they're selling vehicles, look at how much should I buy it for and how much would it cost to produce. But our whole thing is how can you turn the vehicle into a revenue generating asset over time? So one around brokering carbon finance, around earning revenues on delivery, allowing our riders to actually meet their payment plans and pay off over time. Even things like advertising on bike, using the bike I mentioned to collect data like air quality data and road safety. Using the bike as a tool is what really drives us to be able to monetize.
Track. Adutwum Herger Adutumwa, an engineer at Wahu Mobility, originally trained in marine engineering, her curiosity led her to Wahu, where she oversees quality checks and bike assembly. Despite joining the company just 6 months ago, she's already made a significant impact. A right-to-own initiative is one part of the startup's mission. Different payment plans are available to meet the pockets of would-be drivers, taking away the worry of interested riders who cannot afford to pay upfront.
And that wraps up the news hour. Do well to follow us across all of our social platforms and catch our live stream on YouTube for more news programs and documentaries. My name is Agaie-Bida. Have a good night.